Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Tuesday, a weekly podcast where we're breaking down all of our favorite slashers, thrillers, monster movies, and black comedies on the new scariest day of the week. I'm City Thompson.
I'm Monica Height.
And I'm Chelsea Duff, and welcome to September 5th Tuesday.
Yay!
What? 5th Tuesday already? Isn't this the first Tuesday? It is the first Tuesday, but it's also the 5th Tuesday. Because any of them can be the 5th if you just designate the other 4 as the regular Tuesdays.
And also, time is an illusion.
Time's a flat
And this is
circle,
our
blah, blah,
podcast.
blah.
We make the rules.
It's back to school season. It's the first episode of September. And we wanted to only get spookier as Halloween grows closer. So we said, there's a 5th Tuesday this month. Let's just kick things off that way. And we had to start with a banger that, by the way, celebrated its 20th anniversary just a few weeks ago at the end of July. Amazing.
We're always
and
on
that
time.
movie is the incredible 2005 Sky High. It is a perfect movie. A movie that I bought on iTunes in middle school.
It is.
And that I have regularly rewatched on my iTunes because I still own it and it's still on there along with its brethren, Mean Girls, Josie and the Pussycats, Saved, which I was also like,
I also own Saved.
We gotta do Saved at some point. Incredible film. And National Lampoon's Van Wilder, which I don't know why I was obsessed with in middle school, but I was. And I would like watch them on my little iPod, you know, the screen was like this big. And I would just watch them on there on planes and such things. Incredible. I do still have some somewhere, but I don't know that they still turn on.
No, mine's definitely dead, but it has its like Jonas Brothers like skin on it.
Amazing.
So timely.
I should have brought one of mine and seen if I could charge it or something. Oh well. But so Sky High, I don't know if anybody hasn't seen it, it's not like stop what you're doing and go watch it right now because otherwise this episode will be too spoilery, although there's a fun reveal in there. But I just think like if you haven't seen it, stop this episode and go watch it right now because how have you gone this long?
Don't you want to have a next time? We've been watching some scary movies lately. Don't you just want to take a break and have a little breath and have a little fun and go hee hee and go ha ha?
Go hee hee and ha ha like a lot actually. This
like a
movie
lot,
is very
actually.
funny.
It's super clever. I was like, okay, the jokes are there.
I'm in a procrastinator phase right now, so I was putting off watching it, and then when I was watching it this morning, I was like cracking up, like slapping my palms. They're getting me with some of these jokes, you guys.
Chelsea, did your dad hee hee ha ha when you made him watch it?
Not as much as he should have. But
that's a character flaw.
I know. I was like, that's kind of fucked up. I might need to get a new dad. Like, just gonna trade this one in at the store. But he does love to go. That's Linda Carter. That's Kurt Russell. So we had fun with that. Because there's quite a crew in this movie.
That's Kelly Preston.
It's Kelly Preston, baby. But if you have never seen Sky High, let me tell you what it's about. I'll read you the little IMDb logline. It reads, set in an era where superheroes are commonly known and accepted, young William Stronghold, the son of the commander and Jetstream, tries to find a balance between being a normal teenager and an extraordinary being. Which is kind of like...
Yeah.
I would say kind of not the best. Yeah. I would say the crux of the movie in the beginning is that he's not an extraordinary being yet. He's just a normal kid, but with 2 extraordinary parents. And it's like, how do you navigate being essentially a celebrity by virtue of your celebrity parents when you're forever cursed to be a disappointment for people's expectations? Like, it's it's such an interesting little cute premise.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a heavy premise, you know, like a lot of kids grow up in the shadow of their parents and their family, maybe a family business, whether it be superhero powers or real estate in this
That was when I
film.
laughed the most, when they're like, the parents discover he doesn't have powers and they're like so bummed about it for a second. And then the dad is like, he can always go into real estate. And I was like, yeah.
And he's so happy. And
He's
it was
so
fucking
happy.
funny.
And here's the thing
Loves to
too.
pivot.
It was 2000. This came out in 2005. So like, he would have graduated. You know, actually they were my age because I was a freshman in 2005. So they would have graduated 1 year after the housing crisis. So maybe he couldn't have been a real estate.
It's a rough time for
Thank God
That
he
is
became a
powers,
superhero.
Yeah, Jesus. They would have had a real issue there. Yeah, but I love the beginning of this movie because I think that it's giving a good moral lesson to youths of America watching this. Like, I don't know, just like accept yourself for who you are and, you know, to beat by your own drum and not, you know, fall to the pressures of what has been set out by your parents. You're going to be your own person until he gets the superpowers of both of his parents and actually he is exactly what they always wanted. And yeah.
But I think
So-
like overall the message of the movie is still very lovely and wonderful. And it's
Totally.
like everybody has their own way that they can contribute and be important and part of something. And even if you can't do everything alone the way that some people can, you can still contribute meaningfully. So I think, because that's the thing, what this IMDb logline is not telling you is that Will Stronghold, the son of the commander in Jetstream, who are played by Kurt Russell and Kelly Preston, who have super strength and can fly, respectively, and are like the two superheroes of all of the superheroes. And you can tell that they're the two because they get to wear red, white, and blue. And so it's like, America.
Yeah.
Because everybody
Like
has their own
Captain
color scheme.
America,
And it's
yeah.
extremely important that everybody really sticks with their own color scheme. And actually, I think it's very aesthetically pleasing throughout this film.
It was one of the 20 incredible facts from Screen Rant. Each character has their own color scheme. I'm like, okay, bitch, I got eyes. But
yeah,
thank you.
I can see that for myself, but thank you. But he has these two very famous superpowered parents, and he's going off to superhero school.
High school.
Where you can either be a hero or you can be a sidekick, aka hero support.
It's
and
also
you're
a
kind of
private school too.
Yeah, you have
Because they make a comment. He's like, "Do you know how you don't have powers? Do you know how much money I pay for this school?"
Makes perfect sense. This is the elite baby. But it's like this whole narrative in the school of like you're a hero or you're a loser. And there's just they're so maligned, the sidekicks. But Will doesn't have his power, so he's relegated to being a sidekick on day one. When guess who plays Coach Boomer?
Bruce Campbell. I love him. He is so fucking funny in this.
He's so funny in
Yeah,
this role.
Sonic
so funny.
Boom.
Apparently this is like this was his third time, maybe this was the first time, but he's played the PE coach in like 3 different superhero movies.
He makes a great PE coach.
He was in all of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies.
As the PE coach.
Because they're best friends. Well, he's 3 different roles is what I read.
That may be true. I don't know. I just saw the
He's
IMDb
like a janitor and something else. I don't know. I'll look it up right now and I'll be right back to you. Please continue on.
Yeah, it's
but
IMDb trivia
said
he played the coach in Spider-Man 2002, Spider-Man 2. Oh, never mind. I read the trivia incorrectly. That one's on me. It says, this is why it's confusing. It says Bruce Campbell, who plays the coach, appeared in 3 different roles in Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3. So they were contextualizing for me within Sky High, but they confused me in doing so. Anyway, never mind. He only plays
I wish
coach
you
once,
would have
perhaps.
just trusted me when I told you the facts, Jack, but that's fine.
I was willing to believe that you were saying that he played the coach and also a janitor and also something else. But I just misunderstood, which I guess I'm having a problem with today.
He's
So
a tour guide in Spider-Man 3. Wait, what? That's the video game. I'm so sorry. He's a maitre d' in Spider-Man 3. And then God, he did so much during this time period. It's like impossible to find. These are all the video game. He was a snooty usher in Spider-Man 2. I love these names. And he was a ring announcer in Spider-Man. And none of those are a coach. What the fuck?
oh yeah,
Maybe
that's
he
what I
can
was
also-
saying. He didn't play coach in any of them. That was what I misunderstood.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe we're all having trouble today. But yeah, I mean, obviously he's besties with Sam Raimi because they worked on Evil Dead together.
Yeah. That's what they came up.
And actually, this is a great little horror cast because Kurt Russell was in The Thing. Yeah, as was Mary Elizabeth Winstead in like a Further Thing remake, or reboot or sequel of some kind. And they were both in Death Proof. Even though she was not in the car when he was chasing them down, because as you'll recall, she got left as leverage when they were taking it for a test drive.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like Michael Angarano has been in stuff too, but now I'm questioning myself. But
He's
yeah,
been in some things, and he also famously was the boyfriend before Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson were dating.
because they were in
Like,
Speak
she-
together.
She
Wait,
like
who
broke
was?
up
Michael Angarano, Will
Will
Strong.
Strong. She like broke up with him to date
forgot
Robert
about that.
Pattinson.
I just watched that for the first time and read the book, which was
Speak?
It was
Crushing?
a doozy. It was crushing to read the book and then
Mm.
I read a graphic novel of the book, like graphic novelization of the book. Then I watched the movie and then I read the book right after, like in 1 week. And I was like, why did I do that?
Why
to
did you do
You
that?
really
I
just
don't
want to
know, I
hurt your
just-
own feelings.
It was very
Pain,
upsetting.
Suffering.
On a lighter note, both Bruce Campbell and Kurt Russell were in Escape from LA together, which is cute. And
Yeah.
in that movie, he always has the best roles. Bruce Campbell was Surgeon General of Beverly Hills. It's so funny. I need to watch those movies again. It's been such a long time since I've watched the like Escape from LA. Is the other one Escape from New York? Is that what it is?
I think so, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them. So
And wait, what? Andy was in a TV movie called Gold Rush, a real life Alaskan adventure with Alyssa Milano. Romance?
oh my god.
Okay, well, we'll need to be watching that. It might be a romance between Alyssa Milano and Bruce Campbell, and it's
Incredible.
the poster is something everyone must see, and I will link it. It's so funny.
Speaking of Kristen Stewart, though, this movie also has Stephen Strait, who was in The Covenant, which we've covered, but
Oh my God.
was famously Stephanie Meyer's fan cast for Jacob in Twilight.
Yeah.
Okay, especially with this hair.
Especially
He
when
looks-
he's like in the tank top with his beefy ass arms and his hair pulled back in a bun.
And he's doing like
But that man is just Italian, okay?
Yeah.
So that would have been even worse than having Taylor Lautner, okay? That man is
Stephanie Meyer
literally
doesn't care.
both
half
more spicy
English,
white.
half Italian. I looked it up. 'Cause I looked up Stephen Strait, and I know I did this when we did The Covenant, but a girl forgets, okay? I looked up his IMDb, and I gasped aloud. I was like, because he's so hot still.
He's so beautiful. Yeah.
He's so beautiful. And
He's
again, I've said this
so-
in the Covenant episode, I'm sure, but I'm happy for him because he was the star of not Escape. What is it called? Oh, poop. I thought I had it memorized. The Expanse. There we go. Not Escape. That Amazon show. He was like the star of that for like fucking forever, like 8 years or something like that. So he's doing
Amazing.
just fine. Don't you worry about it.
And he's still beautiful. I had
So beautiful.
such a teenage crush because I was one obsessed with The Covenant, two
Ugh, I wish I'd seen that in my youth.
obsessed with this show, with this movie.
He's beautiful in The Covenant with the short hair, but he is very hot, sexy with the long hair and the bun.
And,
in
it,
this
and the
one.
streaks.
Streak.
Oh,
Oh my
What a
god.
naughty guy.
he's just like the perfect bad boy. Him and Will like sitting in the white detention, like
Mm-hmm.
anti-powered chamber, And so
Yeah.
you could just really focus on how beautiful he is.
Dude, he's so beautiful. And also, I just love how sweet he is. I love how on the
Yeah.
nose everything is in this movie. Everything is literally right on the fucking nose, and it's so funny. But like his name literally being War and Peace, War and Peace.
I know,
And
it's
he's
so
like
good.
child of
My
a hero
dad's name
and
is
a
Baron
villain.
Battle.
Baron Battle. And he's like so grumpy and like mean on the outside, but then he's immediately like the sweetest,
Oh, heart of
nicey boy
gold.
ever.
He
to,
gives both of them
Daniel
little
Panabaker
heart to
and
heart pet
Layla.
talks.
Yeah.
He's just misunderstood and
He's
angry.
He's
I
got
could
childhood
fix
trauma.
him.
Oh my God.
He's perfect as is. I don't even think he needs any fixing.
Yeah, he's just a little gruff,
He
okay?
needs to, like, kind of a hard exterior.
And every single man that I've read in the 15 romance novels I've read in the last 2 weeks is the exact same. There's a little gruff on the outside, and then on
That's
the
because
inside,
that's
they're
what
a heart
women
of
want,
gold.
okay?
That's what
Women
Allie
want to be the
Hazelwood
one
wants.
who secretly discovers their inner heart and vulnerability.
They want to be able
blah,
to
blah,
pierce
blah.
through the hard
It's
shell.
only for me.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I want
Yeah.
a man to be a dick to literally everybody but service workers, obviously. And then so
Good clarification.
nice and obsessed to me.
See,
And
I love
think
these.
War and Peace would do that because he works as a server.
Exactly.
I do not want that at all. I want a man who I can drop off at the party and I make circles and he's fucking fine and he's co-hosting with me. And I have him. His name is Adam. He's wonderful.
She wants a
cannot
Will
stand-
Stronghold. Okay?
I've dated
Yeah.
someone before that's like that was so lovely with me, but was an asshole to everyone. And he was an asshole to everyone. And that comes back around.
Even service workers?
Not service workers. Oh my God, I would have dumped him then. Just to like, I don't know, my best friends. So
Well, yeah.
That's
That's
his
fun.
charm, Monica.
so charming. I was like, he's just shy. Anyway, War and Peace is different though.
Mhm.
War and Peace was just going through something and he's in high school and he's figuring it out.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
He's like no friends, so
Yeah, he's no friends because
I guess it's tough when your dad is a supervillain. Maybe nobody else at the school is in that predicament.
Yeah, because there are, you know, like in any high school movie, there are very, very intense
It's very clicky.
cliques.
Mhm.
Very intense cliques. And, you know, anyone who's like overtly aligned with a villain in any regard, they're obviously going to ostracize. But meanwhile, 90% of them are secretly villains.
I know. I think that's part of the problem. Is it's like the people who would openly associate with him, despite his villain father, are people he would not want to associate with because he'd be like, Speed, Lash, these guys are dicks. Like, I don't want to make
Mhm.
friends, but I'm not here to bully anybody either.
Yeah.
I mean, he bullies Will a little bit. He does bully Will a little bit. But it's like Will starts it by like looking in his direction. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's
Will
Will's
should have
fault.
closed his fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Layla told him, she didn't say don't look, but she gave him every indication that he should not look, and he looked anyway.
He-
So that's on him.
I would also probably look. I couldn't help myself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he looks like War and Peace, then you have to look.
Who could look away?
You could look away. The thing though about this movie is like it's all in the fucking details. Like every time you watch this, you might like notice something else that's new and fun. Because like just the dialogue in and of itself, I'm not even talking about like visual gags. Like the dialogue is so fucking witty for this, and they really like take what they're working with, which is a superhero movie, and they make every fucking joke that they possibly can. Like sometimes just in the background, like anytime they're the voice comes over the loudspeaker in the high school, they're saying the funniest thing I have ever heard. They're like, sidekicks, as a reminder, please stop ordering the hero sandwich. Fucking hilarious. That's
There is
so
an IMDb
funny.
trivia entry that was like, they make that announcement, and then later in the movie, after Will becomes a hero, you see him with a hero sandwich on his tray. And I was like,
Oh, shit.
amazing.
I didn't notice that. That's awesome.
Incredible detail.
Oh God, yeah. There's so many good quotes like that, and I wish that I had written even one of them down. But I don't do
I
that.
bet you could like pull up the quote section on IMDb trivia and have like a good run.
Yeah, I was just doing that right now, and there's a lot of text here, and
There's a
I
lot
don't
in
think I
there.
can
Yeah.
sense this. Yeah.
But yeah, I
Oh,
mean
wait,
just
wait,
the
wait. This one. Principal Power saying there's no smoking over the loudspeaker. There's no smoking on school grounds, or freezing, or bursting into flames.
Did any of y'all go see this in theaters?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I don't have a memory like that, so not memorably, not that I recall. I hope.
I remember like walking out of the aisle at the end as Melt With You is playing.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
And
I
they were
love that.
playing that cover like constantly on Disney Channel at the time.
Yeah, and Disney Radio
Yeah.
too.
Like 90% of the soundtrack is just like modern covers of 80s songs, which is super fun. And then also, which song is Steven Strait singing? Because I read that in the trivia and I was like, what? He's literally on the soundtrack? I don't know.
He performs one thing leads to another, apparently. But I don't know what song that is from title alone, and I don't know where in the movie it is.
Okay, I'm playing it right now for myself.
That's like them letting Robert Pattinson do a song for the Twilight soundtrack.
Yeah.
How dare you minimize his music career in that way? Can I tell you the passion I felt for Robert Pattinson's music career? Oh my God. I torrented, all of his shit, all of his fucking demos. And then my computer crashed and they're all gone. And I still think not of the millions of pictures that I lost, but of those songs. It's literally just him, like, sounds like he's crying. Like, they're all like the one that plays in that dining or the diner scene.
Well, guess what? I fear that you are undermining Steven Strait's 2005 EP Undiscovered by saying so, because he also had a music career.
Well, I support him. He's got a pretty voice.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess the EP was appropriately titled because I don't know that anybody knew about this.
I'm listening to this song right now. I'm having a great time.
I'm
It's
gonna
a
have to
bop.
listen to it later. But I was literally, we had Sarah Elizabeth Gallagher on our podcast when we did
Yes.
New Moon. And I'm listening
Queen.
to her Why We Love and Hate Twilight audiobook right now.
Ooh,
And I
I
just
did
was
get
listening
that.
to the part where she was talking about the Stephanie Meyer fan cast, and how Stephen Strait was cast for Jacob. And she literally is like, Stephen Strait from Sky High, because like this is I truly feel undoubtedly his most famous role, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is so iconic that even if
So
he has way
iconic.
better roles, I'm like, yes, most famously of Sky High.
War and Peace. Yeah. Love of my life.
War and Peace, the King of Kings.
It's just like a really good movie that holds up. It honestly,
It's so funny. It's so funny.
especially it's so funny to rewatch. Like if you haven't rewatched it yet, Spookies, and you're just listening to this, like, oh, they're doing another movie that I only like horror. Turn your butt around. I don't know what I'm
Open
saying.
your heart and your mind.
Open your heart and your
Like-
mind and watch this, because now that we live in the society that we currently live in with the proliferation of fucking Marvel and DC, and you can't escape it, it's every second.
Mhm.
It's extra fucking funny because it's making fun of all of that. Come on, you're ready for it. You can handle Sky High. Do it.
And it's so comic booky, and I think a really fun way. Like there are so many shots that like look like a comic book panel come to life.
Yeah.
Like there's a shot in the beginning where the commander, Steve Stronghold, answers the phone, and he's like, it's the other one. And he answers it, and you see him like diagonal across the frame, and his wife is like behind him. It's just like it's so like
Yeah.
that is a drawn panel.
Totally.
And I love it, and I think it's perfect. And I just think we haven't had a good comic book superhero movie in a long time until Superman this year, which is so
Yeah.
much fun, and it is so comic booky. But
I
not
love
since Sky
Superman.
High had we gotten one like that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Sky High is if you one, you should watch it, but if you have children, please show this to your kids. Like,
Yes.
please, I beg you, show
This
these
is
to
so
your
good.
kids. Like,
They
Fun for the
need
whole
woke
family.
influences like Layla Williams from this movie. The kids
yeah,
are getting
she's all
weird
about climate
manosphere shit
change.
out there. They need Layla Williams to come in and go, I want to save mankind and womankind and animal kind and of course the rainforest and also
Uh-huh.
every other second to be like, or her, whenever somebody mentions something and assumes that the
Yes.
gender is male and blah blah blah. Like she's and to be like this system sounds really fascist. I'm like, yes, queen, call them out.
Yeah, like I think it's really funny because that was like one of the whole goals of the movie, according to the director Mark Mitchell. He said that like the film has two premises. One, quote, the adults are all insane, and two, the girls are smarter than the boys. Like those are
Mhm.
that's like a direct quote from him. Because yeah, women definitely mature much quicker than men, especially in high school. Dear God, any high school girls out there, Godspeed to you.
And also they're constantly underestimated, which is also such a huge part of the plot of this
That's such
movie.
a yeah. That's like that's that's Royal Pain's whole fucking thing.
That's Royal Pain's whole fucking thing is that they just assumed it was a man under there, and so nobody ever considers who her real identity could be because they're like, that's a guy.
Yeah, it's all
He
about
literally
like
has like boobs on her breastplate, and they're just like,
Right.
that's a man.
That's a
he
man.
has like fancy nails, which like anyone can have fancy nails, but like there's a lot of feminized things about Royal Pain's outfit. Yeah, no, it's so funny because like most of the humor is making fun of all of the people who make these assumptions, and the you know it sort of reminds you of like the Captain America character in The Boys, who I can't remember what his name is, but he's like so evil. Like Kurt Russell isn't an
Homelander?
evil guy. Homelander.
Mhm.
Such a funny name. God, that show's so funny. That's great too if you want to really go if you really want to go balls to the wall with hating on superheroes, do that one. But like Kurt Russell's character is super ass backwards in a lot of ways, and he's just like he always assumes against like whoever the underdog is. Everyone in this movie assumes against the underdog being whether it be a sidekick, whether it be a woman, just in general. Like he kind of like steamrolls his wife some of the time too, and
When
like
he's like, you think I didn't want my son to be strong? And she's like, or fly. And he's like,
Fly.
or be strong. And she's like, or fly.
yeah.
Or when she's like, no, we need to punish you. And he's like, actually, we don't. Here's an Xbox.
I love
No,
that
I
when he's
think
like, I'm confiscating your Xbox. And he's like, I don't have an Xbox. And
An
he's like,
Xbox.
are you sure?
You do now.
it's so funny. I think he does a good job though of like showing like the ego of
Yeah.
that someone in that position, like an all powerful being like that would have, you know,
Mhm.
because like that's why I like
I'm
Greek mythology
basically
so much.
indestructible.
Yeah, like that's why I like Greek mythology so much. Because like if someone would have powers like a Greek god would or like a superhero would, they'd probably be a dick. Because like you know, with great power comes great responsibility, as they
That's
say.
what I've heard.
And with great power comes a big, huge, massive ego. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. But I
But yeah,
love all
he's
the
so
little.
funny.
He's so funny. He's so great in it. I like you already said this, but I love that Linda Carter is Principal Powers,
Mhm.
who's literally
Mhm.
played Wonder Woman in the 1975 series.
And she makes
And
like a jab, being like, I'm not Wonder Woman.
I'm not.
yeah,
That's the best I can do. I'm not Wonder Woman, you know.
well, that's literally like kind of nail on the head for that whole thing too, because they wanted to play up the Wonder Woman aspects of her being cast in this role, but like legally they couldn't. Because it was getting too obvious. They wanted her to wear like the gold jewelry and stuff like that, that are iconic of Wonder Woman, but they couldn't. So they had that little throwaway line in there. But also apparently Cloris Leachman was
I saw
also
that.
in that show as well. So I
She
didn't know
played
that.
her
And
mom, apparently.
yeah. I loved to see Cloris
I
Leachman
love
in this.
Cloris
She's
Leachman.
so funny. She's
Mhm.
incredible.
Double toil and trouble star Cloris Leachman.
Miss
Oh
Leachman.
my god, I forgot about that. It's a fifth Tuesday
It's a
miracle.
fifth Tuesday connection.
I love a through line. Tuesday to Tuesday.
Tuesday to Tuesday, baby.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's just such a fun cast in general. Like Bruce Campbell as Coach Boomer is so funny. He's so funny when he's together with Mr. Medulla, the mad science teacher who is played by Kevin McDonald, who like I recognize but I don't know what from necessarily, if anybody else knows him. Oh, he's Pleakley. Pleakley from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh
He's
my
like a
god.
bunch of
Wait,
stuff, but
Jim
that's
Rash?
very important. No, his name is Kevin McDonald, and he plays Pleakley in the 2002 animated movie Lilo and Stitch.
Wow. That's incredible. Is that who plays Ron Wilson? Is that what you're saying?
No, he plays Mr. Medulla, the
Oh,
mad science teacher.
Yeah,
I didn't
the
know that
large
name meant
head.
nothing to me. I'm so sorry. He's so funny. You mean Megamind. I'm sorry. You mean
Yeah.
Medulla,
so
like
funny.
medulla oblongata, isn't that's something, right? Doesn't that mean like
No, is that
head?
like part of the brain or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
His character is so fucking funny throughout. One of my favorite bits of this entire fucking thing is the like part with Bruce Campbell being like, "You want to go on a date?" And what if
Yeah.
I told you they're twins and one is her evil
It's
twin?
an evil
if it's her
twin.
evil twin, and he's like,
But then later
and he's like,
on,
you
when they're
dog.
But then later on, when they're at the Chinese food restaurant, they're literally on the
The
date,
hotspot
and
in
both
town.
of the women like him instead of Bruce Campbell.
And
It's
Bruce
so
Campbell's just sitting there.
funny. I think
The
I was like
idea
looking
that-
away the first time I watched this yesterday, and so I saw that today, and I was like, "Oh my god, thank God!"
I love
got
it.
this time.
I love it, and I love that Coach Boomer, Sonic Boom, is kind of portrayed like a little bit as a loser because it's just like a funny stereotype to play with in the whole those who can't do teach kind of thing, where like Steve Stronghold, the commander, has this sort of like beef with him where it's like they're chill, they're fine, they were probably classmates. But then it's like, oh, you put my kid in the super sidekick class? Like, he always had beef with me, like, blah, blah, blah. He thinks he's lording his power over them now because he's a high school teacher, PE coach. Like, he gets so heated about it.
They just didn't waste a second in this movie. Like
Mhm.
every piece of dialogue is so well thought out. And would you expect anything less from the writers and creators of Kim Possible? I certainly wouldn't. So there you go.
Amazing. I read an article because there's this like, and we'll certainly get into this, but there's this rumor that I've seen multiple times on TikTok that I think is just a blatant lie. Where people are like, this movie was supposed to be a trilogy originally, and Warren and Layla were gonna end up together, and we're supposed to be Endgame, and it's like that's not true. But I love the idea. They were supposed to do like when they did the contracts for the kids. They planned to do a sequel with everybody returning, and then they had like contracts for a TV show on Disney Channel after that.
Oh my
And
God,
this movie
why
just
did that
like
not happen?
well, this movie's a cult classic, but it didn't do well enough in
It
theatrical
made
release.
back its budget.
Yeah. But I think they expected it to be
Like a
Bigger?
way
mega
bigger
hit.
than it was. Yeah.
Well, okay. Do y'all remember the Disney Channel like original movie Up, Up and Away?
I never
don't
watched
know.
that. I know
Okay,
what you're talking about,
it's
but I
from
never saw it.
2000, and it is a black family of superheroes, and their youngest son doesn't have any powers, but he's hoping he'll get them on his 14th birthday. And so he's like, oh no, I don't have my powers. And then he gets his power. Like, and I'm just like, okay, like it was a very similar
Mm.
vibe.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I've seen so many clips from it. Oh, I really like the way they did the costuming for it. That's super
Yeah,
fun.
this movie is so good. Also, highly recommend watching it as well.
That's okay. Well, they could have had both. They should have done a collab. They should have had when the show came out, everybody was in it together. Because this is not that of a diverse of a movie, so that could have probably helped it out a
Yeah.
little
Well,
bit.
you have Khloe Kardashian's best friend Malika in it.
And Khadija is there, but only I think to help play the extras of Penny.
Yeah.
They're like, Malika's the one that's in this movie, but we do need 8 Malikas, so maybe we can also have Khadija here, and then we could just have 4 of each of them.
There is
Yeah.
one moment where you can 100% tell, like, that bitch is not the same bitch.
That is a different but similar bitch.
Yeah. So funny.
Okay, yeah, the director of Sky High, whose name is Mike Mitchell, he's done a lot of other like kids properties. So he did like Kung Fu Panda 4 and the Lego Movie 2 and the Trolls movie and SpongeBob Sponge Out of Water and Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked and Shrek Forever After and stuff like that. That's like a lot of his filmography. And SpongeBob, fun fact, the guy and
I want to say this one.
okay.
Because I've met SpongeBob before, and so I immediately, when the school is falling down on him, what is his name? That I don't have, sorry. He, like, when the school was falling down on him, I was just like, that's SpongeBob. That's 100% SpongeBob right there. But what I didn't know is that the woman is Karen, who plays the computer, Plankton's computer. So
It's Tom Kenny and his real life wife.
yeah, I love that they're married in real life. Yeah, I did a class in college called Songwriters on songwriting. And so different songwriters would come in and talk about their process. And one of them was him. And he did the fucking laugh. And the way he does the laugh is he grabs his vocal box and he shakes it. So he goes, ah! Like, that's how he does it. That sounded kind of right.
That sounded pretty good.
I got a picture with him and I was like so starstruck. So it was like, it was SpongeBob and then fucking Mike Posner came. The guy who does Cooler Than Me, who like might have like started a cult now. Like he's doing some interesting stuff now. He's gotten into some woo-woo shit
God.
later in life, and I wish him Godspeed on his journey.
In his
yeah,
cult?
I was so excited. Somebody needs to intercede, so I'm wishing him Godspeed.
All right.
But yeah, no, I loved that detail. So it makes sense that Mike Mitchell had also done other SpongeBob properties because they worked together. Or in this movie, I don't know what came first, classic chicken or the egg scenario.
This movie came out before that SpongeBob movie, but who knows? Maybe they had known each other through other things. He also directed, wow, so important, Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, which is a movie title that really stuck with me as a child.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I know exactly what movie.
I was like, what an incredible name. I love that it rhymes. It's honestly poetic.
Mm-hmm. So fucking
a Rob Schneider property. What a mess. Anyway.
Oh God, yeah. Dude,
back to Sky High.
I was
Can we? I think I have been, speaking of 20 years, I have been on a Hurricane Katrina documentary rewatch. I'm like,
how is this gonna come back around? Oh my God, keep going.
I'm
Go on, Queen.
I'm like deep into like Reddit threads, YouTube threads, like, and at the beginning of the movie, Kurt Russell says he has just saved the Superdome from collapsing. And this movie came out 1 month before Hurricane Katrina. And the Superdome is very famous for housing like 30,000 people during Hurricane Katrina. And it became very lawless because they were not prepared for everything that happened.
What?
So what I'm hearing is that Steve Stronghold saved the city of New Orleans.
Yeah.
Wow, he's so powerful. Jesus Christ. Never would have expected that connection.
That loop around.
A clear
Yeah.
connection.
A clear reference. A predictive reference. Wow. Super strong and psychic.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking funny. Okay, can we talk about Mary Elizabeth Winstead? I've just been sitting here waiting.
Yes,
She's-
because part of the reason I was like, we should do this movie is that I was telling my friend a couple weeks ago when I visited her over the summer about the new Final Destination movie that we covered it. And then I was like, Final Destination 3 is the best one. So we watched it. And then the next day we watched Sky High. And I was like, this is the best Mary Elizabeth weekend ever.
She was filming these movies at the exact same time, too.
There's a little overlap there with the pre-production and the post-production.
Oh, she's just so cute in this. She's like the queen
She's
of
so
being
cute.
cute. She's
It's
so
crazy how cute
She's
she
the
is.
queen of
Yeah.
front bangs. It's wild. Oh god.
And
I
the
have such a huge
pink is
crush on her.
so flattering on her,
Yeah.
and the little preppy
Such a
outfits.
good
She's so
outfit.
beautiful.
Okay,
And
dude,
then
I was
when her helmet gets punched off at that one point and her hair like flows out.
Oh my god. I was like
God.
I was like, whoa.
It's unreal.
That's like that's life-changing imagery right there. That really inspired probably a lot of people in 2005.
Me included.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%. What I have to say is this. Last week when we were introducing that we're going to do this movie, I was like, "Oh, I don't remember what happened, so this will be great. I'll be like seeing it for the first time." Well, I forgot that because this just had its 20th anniversary, I saw a fucking reel like 2 weeks ago that's like, and here's why it's interesting that Gwen was actually the villain, and here's something. How random, how fucking random. And I was like, "Ah, fuck." I knew the
They're
whole
like, surely
time.
this can't be spoiling anything for anybody. It's been 20 years.
Years.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Guess
Yeah,
what? I
true.
forgot it and I was excited to relive it.
I was excited to relive it because
Monica
I
forgets
think
everything.
I
Kind of
forget.
lucky, kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
I forget some things. Some things, though, every minute of it is ingrained into my brain, so it just depends. Sometimes, just like SpongeBob, somebody in there goes and deletes a few of the files. Okay, there's a fire sale; they burn all the files for some of the movies,
We
but
gotta
not
make space for new
others.
stuff.
Exactly. That's how there's a finite amount of space in this thing. But yeah, I don't know what I thought back in the day about how they unveiled the twist in this movie if I would have like guessed it or whatever, but I think that the most obvious part that made like it easy to guess with my real adult human eyes is that what's his name? Tim Rash, is that his name?
The dean from Community.
The dean from Community.
Oh, I love him.
He's so funny, but it's so obvious that he is the little jester guy.
What's it? Stitches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Rash plays Mr. Grayson / Stitches. And it's just like, it's the silhouette alone. You're like, that's that guy. Especially if you're familiar with his work. And especially if you've watched Community and you know anything about him. You're like, you hear the voice and you're like, that's the dean from Community. And then you see his face and you're like, that's the dean from Community. Even though they're like, Jim, could you do like a low voice when you're being Mr. Grayson? So he's like, you're not that kid with the 6 arms, are you?
That
Like,
was
he
a
really
really
is like,
funny
So
line.
funny.
Stitches is so fucking funny though. I'm like obsessed with the characterization of
funny.
Stitches. He's like, like he's crazy. I'm obsessed.
You know, Jim Rash
with
was like
him.
having the time of his life.
Oh my god,
Like-
Oscar for this role. It's just so good.
I love the fact that the voice of Royal Pan is Patrick Warburton, who everybody will
Mhm.
know is Kronk in The Emperor's New Groove,
So important.
and like 800 million other
Oh.
things. But
Oh my
I'm
god,
just
I
like,
love Patrick Warburton.
this movie
He's
is
also
so stacked.
The announcer for Soarin' Over the World
Yeah.
at Disneyland, in case you want to know. Oh my god. It just literally has everyone and everything that you could possibly want. Like, don't forget that
Including
Nicholas Braun is in this movie.
Cousin Greg.
yes, and everybody calls him Cousin Greg now, but you best believe when everybody was starting to get hyped about Succession that I was like Sky High star Nicholas Braun.
Ron.
He's so funny as Zack Attack. He's so cute as Zack Attack.
He's like, I glow.
So funny.
He's like,
He's so confident.
I love like when they're all in their like sidekick class and they're in the gym and they're like, we've got to do
Mhm.
outfit transitions. And so they're like, you run through and then you pose. And he like runs through and he's just in his boxers and they're like, go back. It's
and they're
just
color
so-
coordinated to his scheme. They've got the
Exactly.
bright yellow chartreuse little smiley faces.
He was
That's
way
so
ahead
funny.
of his time with the chartreuse.
So incredible. And it matches his bleach job, which I love.
And his
And
little
he's
visor.
just like the way he moves when he's dancing at the dance at the end and his body's just like going crazy, like one of those like those waggly arm things at the car dealerships, like a Nope.
He's so good. Oh yeah, inflatable tube man.
Mm-hmm.
I also just want to give well, before we move on from him, I love him in Magenta too.
They're
I
so
love that he's
cute.
such
so
a sim.
cute.
They're so cute.
And I love Magenta. She's so cute.
She's so unbothered. I love her with Warren when
Yeah.
they're sitting at his
Uh-huh.
table because he's just so scary and she's just like literally
Okay.
whatever. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Like, and then Zach comes over and is like, "This guy bothering you, Magenta?"
Yeah.
He's so funny.
And Warren's like, literally the other way around. Like he's
Why
so
are you
stressed about-
here?
I love it. I love it because everybody is scared of Warren, apparently. Nobody wants to be his friend and sit with him. And then these sidekicks come in and they're just like, oh, this is what we're doing now? Cool, chill.
Cool.
Like, love it.
Because like
I don't have
you
any beef
assume
with this.
Warren
Like,
is older, right? So he's
I
but
think he's
like
a senior.
I would say maybe like a sophomore or a junior.
He could be a junior.
Like
They're kind of vague about it.
yeah, but he's like definitely like I wouldn't say he's a senior, but he's definitely not a freshman. So he's like, you know, sophomore,
Mhm.
junior. And they're all freshmen. So like they don't really know. So they're like, we're just sitting here now because
They're like, oh, we sit with Warren now? Tight.
That's fine.
That's sick as hell. Love it.
They're like, oh, is this the cool table? And they're even like, if Warren leaves, are we still at the cool table?
so fucking funny.
I love the name Warren. Just like from so if I name a child Warren, know why.
It's so crazy and what an icon he is. It's so crazy. Him in the paper lantern scene, guns out,
Oh,
being such
man
a
bun.
sweetheart, hair pulled back. Like, it is the most powerful image
Speaking
of all of
Mandarin?
cinema of all time.
I love too when he's like giving her like solid thing and she's like, wow, that's like so beautiful. And he
That's
goes, your
so
lucky
deep."
numbers
Yeah.
are.
It's just such a well-written movie. It's so good.
It's
I
so
love
good.
it so
I do
much.
wish that they would have made the sequel Save You and they would have been
Yeah.
at college.
That's
Oh.
what I was reading, and I don't know if I was misunderstanding it, but it was saying like they'd play professors at Save University, and I was like, the kids would play professors? Like,
No,
how big of a
Kurt
time
Russell.
jump are we talking? Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
Kurt Russell. And they wanted to bring back Mary Elizabeth Winstead so she could also be a professor. And I was like, oh my God, Professor Mary Elizabeth Winstead?
And they're like rivals, and they're like butting heads, and they're like having beef.
Yeah.
I know. I loved what they did. I think her whole story arc is so interesting and so fun, and also is another good comic reference because we literally see her photo in the yearbook as Sue Tenney, but it's just like she doesn't have bangs like she does as Gwen, and she's wearing glasses. So it's literally like the glasses, Clark Kent style, are transformative. Like literally, she's sitting right there with them looking at the yearbook, and they're just like, that girl was weird.
Weird.
Anyway, moving on.
Well, and we get that at the beginning too, where Kurt Russell is sitting at the thing and Will has to be like, Dad, you've got to put on your glasses. And he goes, oh, thanks,
Mhm.
almost forgot.
Layla says that she does like she says something and then she goes, "Yeah, Commander," and she does like a little scratch when he's like, "Why are you calling me that?" And then he's like, "Oh, thanks, Layla."
Yeah, because I never knew, I don't think, until I watched the Superman movie that just came out, that the glasses, the whole thing with the glasses is they supposed to have some sort of like hypnotic effect on people who see you wearing them, so you can't recognize the person's like actual face. They look different than, Clark Kent and Superman look different. I never knew that. I always
I
thought
also
that it
didn't know
was
that
like
until
a
this one. And
funny
then I
Yeah,
was
little
I
like,
joke.
always just
that makes
thought it
sense.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
he's in glasses. We'll never know.
Yeah.
Different guy.
They're like, oh, he looks so different and so much smarter, strangely.
But yeah, it's such a fun and it's such a fun dynamic to set up where it's like not that he was like rivals with Sue Tenney or whatever, because he was rivals with Baron Battle, who stole his role in Oklahoma.
Yeah, which is
And I
so
love that
funny.
they're like canonically Steve Stronghold and Baron Battle, Will and Warren's dads, both theater guys.
Yeah.
They both are vying for that lead role, and he's still mad about it, by the way. But
Oh, with the glasses thing though, like literally Sue Tenney is just Mary Elizabeth Winstead with fucking glasses on, and they're like, who could that possibly be?
Who is
don't know her.
that?
What a weirdo sitting right next to me. I'm
She's
not making any
literally
connections.
right there.
Yeah. But that they have like this weird vibe with her where they're just like that chick was weird, like weird enough and memorable enough that I'm like flipping through my yearbook and I'm like pointing her out specifically, even if I didn't interact with her. But that they introduce Royal Pain as like his biggest, not nemesis necessarily, because I think it was kind of just the one battle, but defeating Royal Pain and capturing the pacifier, that's like his most prized trophy. That's his most prized possession. And we see him, that's also where he met Jetstream. That's where they met. So that makes sense that it
Mhm.
also is like so memorable because that's his wife now.
Mhm.
And we see him do the like jump and like punch move that helps him defeat Royal Pain, and then Will uses that later in the Save the Citizen battle in gym class. And so I loved that connection.
Oh
But like
yeah.
that they set up Royal Pain from the beginning and then they introduce Gwen from the beginning. Like I think that it's so well constructed the way that they're like weaving things together.
I love with Gwen. Uh her name is like a mashup of two different comic book characters. You have Gwen Stacy from Spider-Man, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
which is a Marvel thing, but then you have Dick Grayson from Batman, which is a DC thing. And so it's like a amalgamesh of both Marvel and DC.
I think they had a lot of fun coming up with so much of this movie. They clearly were just like sitting there giggling and kicking their feet.
Yeah.
What's
And
the
so
name
was
of the
I as
stretch
a
guy?
viewer.
One of the bad guys.
Lash.
Uh
Also have a crush on him, unfortunately.
he in Easy A
Yeah, I
was the
saw
guy
that.
that she like went on a date with who I don't remember his name. But
Anson.
yes.
He was also in Fired Up. How fun. Cheerleader
He
movie.
had a little moment going on there.
He's so
Teen
cute.
movie king. Yeah, he's super cute. I love how they gave him the like striped shirt, like sleeves. And so like when his arms stretched out, like you saw those, I don't know, probably made it
Mhm.
easier for the CGI, but also it looked cool. So I enjoyed it.
I like
Another
that they made the bigger kid the super fast one.
Yeah, well,
I
apparently
love
they were
that.
looking for a really athletic kid in casting, but then this guy came in, Will Harris, who plays
Mhm.
Speed, and they just liked him, and so they were like, okay, actually, I guess this is a superpower, so like he can look however he wants to look, and this guy's great.
Yeah, he
He was
killed.
so good.
I love also like one of my favorite details of this whole movie is like right in the beginning when the freshmen are just getting off the bus and like that girl in the short skirts like walking up to school, and they zap her in the butt with like laser vision, and she turns around and turns those two dudes to ice, and they are literally ice for the rest of the movie, or at least for like
Yeah.
several days after. There's like a callback several days later, and they're like, someone is just like looking at them out there.
They like dig.
So funny. No one's
And I
deeming it
guess that was like
necessary.
good setup for her if they're gonna be like that's the girl that Warren gets with at the end because their fire and ice
Ice.
balance each other out. But it's like he belongs with Layla, and I'm ready to talk about that now.
He does.
Okay.
I
Go off.
think that I understand it is the traditional structure and narrative to do the bestie to romance thing, and it makes sense, and it's like cute or whatever, but I just don't see the chemistry there for Michael Angarano and Danielle Panabaker. I think they have great friend chemistry. Like they're super believable as like childhood besties, and I
Mhm.
believe her having like a crush on him, but it just like it doesn't quite fit in the same way. Whereas like her chemistry with Steven Strait in the paper lantern scene is like so electric to
Sizzling.
me. And also I don't think that Michael Angarano and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, they have like kind of good cute chemistry too. Like they're charming together.
Mhm.
And apparently, I don't know if this is true, but someone on IMDb trivia said that on the DVD bonus features, it is revealed that Daniel Panabaker and Steven Strait had a little romance during filming, and so did Michael Angarano and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. So like it
Which
makes
is like you can
sense.
literally see that.
Yeah. It makes perfect sense that like that is kind of what popped, even if that's like not what the story is doing.
Mhm.
And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, I understand when you're writing this story, it's like Will and Layla, and it was always gonna be Will and Layla. But once you have her and Warren together, like, how do you not get
Do
seduced
people
by
not
that
have
and choose
eyes?
things? How do you not go? Obviously, he's like, I'm not renting a tux, and then he shows up in a tux because
And
it's
he's
his
like,
dad's, and he wants to be handsome for her.
and his dad doesn't need it in solitary.
Dude, also, like, they tried to, like, pull the wool over our eyes with that little, like, one off at the end where there's that other girl who's the ice girl and she holds Warren's hand. No, it's not enough. We need more
They balance out. Guess
justice for
what?
Warren.
Him and Layla could be out there doing controlled burns to help the forests regrow
Yeah.
and save the rainforest and
With
blah
fire
blah
comes
blah.
rebirth.
Hello, their powers could also go really well together if you had any vision.
I also read this like crazy thing. I was reading this Screen Rant article that's like trivia facts, right?
Mhm.
And they were saying that like the directors tried to keep the kids apart so they wouldn't have on-screen romances or whatever. And then it went on
On-set.
this on-set romances, sorry. But then it went on this whole rant about Sophia Bush and Chad Michael Murray for One Tree Hill. It's like take One Tree Hill co-stars Sophia Bush and Chad Michael Murray, for example. The pair, I didn't know this, had a whirlwind romance on set, getting married and then separating after a mere 5 months. And then they had to work together for years afterwards. And I was
And do you
like,
know
I
why
feel
they
like,
separated? Because he had
no
an affair
way.
with Paris Hilton from House of Wax.
Yeah, it was hot goss.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It all comes back to horror in the end. Wow, the guy just really, whoever wrote this article just really wanted to tell people about that.
They had an angle, yeah.
Yeah.
They had an agenda.
They're like, yeah, actually could be like really bad. Wow, Chad Michael Murray, you douche. He's aging like a fine wine, but
You
what a
dog.
douche move. An absolute dog move. Sophia Bush didn't deserve that.
No. Yeah, I mean, for me, like this War and Layla, not that it was like a ship that I, like really explored and read fan fiction for or anything like that, because I don't know, I guess I was like on that journey at that time, but I just like didn't invest in that way. But it is, for me, has been one of the big pillars of like missed opportunity ships of my lifetime.
Mhm.
I'm like, it's so obvious in this movie, and I think anybody who watches this movie like can see the potential there. And they couldn't give it to us, which is why people have to go on TikTok and make up lies about how they were supposed to be Endgame. Because like, no, they're very clearly not. But I believe it in my heart. If
I
I
need to
close
go
my
on
eyes,
AO3. You
there's
need to go
stuff
on
on there for sure.
AO3 and
There's
read
stuff
that
on there for
shit
sure.
now. You need to read
Yeah.
that shit
You
yesterday.
gotta go on fanfiction.net where the old
That's
tunes
true.
are.
The
Yeah.
OG shit.
I
That's
don't know
what we
how many
need.
people are writing Sky High. They should be, but I don't know how many people are writing Sky High fanfiction in the era since AO3 has meaningfully begun.
It's 20-year
Somebody write
anniversary.
it.
It's
Yeah.
a 20-year
I'm sure there
anniversary.
are, but I bet you there's a lot more on fanfiction.net. And I bet you there's a lot more in the forgotten spaces of the internet, like old people's live journal blogs and stuff like that. People's old live journal blogs, not old people's live journle blogs. Sorry to the people at Live
I
Journal.
would read
We're
an old
contemporaries.
person's live journal blog if I must, you know?
We're contemporaries, don't worry.
Okay, what else do we want to talk about with this one? There's so much.
There's just so much that's fun. It's like I want to mention every scene that's fun, but that's every scene.
I love that the big bad guy decides to turn all the superheroes into babies. What is
It's
she?
like literally so
genius
funny.
plan.
And
She
also such an appropriate kids movie villainous plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's so perfect because she is so fucking smart. I love that she's like, what is it? Technopath?
Yeah.
Like psychopath a little bit too, by the way, because she probably is. But anyway, I love that she just like knows the commander so well that she can like fuck him over on his own game. She's like, I know this guy is a pompous asshole who takes trophies of all of his kills or his wins or whatever. So I know that I can use that against him. He's not thinking like the robot went down so easily. Like because
no questions about it. Yeah. They pluck its eye out, it's immediately dead, and they're like, yay!
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm just that good. He doesn't bat an eye. Like, oh, that was too easy. No, he's like, yeah, I'm the commander. Okay.
And I'm home by breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. So I just think it was so brilliant. And like, I love that like it had turned her into a baby and then she's the same person again. Like that line at the end when she's like, I went through puberty twice for this.
That was so
Brutal,
funny.
girl. Brutal.
Okay,
girl.
this
That
is one of my
sucks.
discussion questions though. When you get, and I have answers for it potentially, but I'm posing the question first. Did Royal Pain retain her memories from her first life, or did Stitches raise her and fill her in on everything after she got babyfied?
I feel like she remembers everything. I don't know why. Maybe because Megamind could chat
As his
still.
little baby tell he's like, regrettably, I have made
a
boom boom.
Mr.
That
Bean.
shit was so fucking funny. Everything he said was so funny. When his like cold
I may
fusion
need
jet
some
pack
assistance.
had its lights on, and he was like, excuse me. That was so fucking funny. But like, then does her plan make sense?
Yes, that's my question.
If they
and
remember
I think,
everything, how could she turn them into villains?
yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I think that there is space for her to have retained her memories but not really be able to meaningfully remember them until she gets a little older. So if you have everybody as babies, obviously babies are very impressionable, so maybe she could influence them slash brainwash them enough because they're little tiny babies. And I also think, although your Mr. Medulla point kind of maybe could disregard this a little. I think it's possible that after she got the pacifier back, she modified it to be like, okay, I retained my memories, but I don't want them to happen when all of these people get babyfied. Although obviously when they get readultified, they still have everything. So it's like maybe she would need to wipe their memories later.
I don't think it's necessarily. I think it could very well be that Mr. Medulla has his memories intact, but I think what the main point is that he's always been a big genius even as a baby,
Mm-hmm.
and so he can figure it out as a baby either way.
Yeah, but he
So I
does
think it could
recognize
go
Mr.
either way.
Peace, where he's like, "Oh, Mr. Peace, regrettably, I have made boom boom." So he like knows who he's talking to,
That's true. Maybe
and
he's
I
just
love
been
that he
paying
says that to
attention rather
Warren.
astutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
The
that he
fact
says that
that
to
it's
Warren, and that
Warren.
Warren is the one holding him. First of all, it's so funny. Second of all, that it's not a girl. Again, I think it's part of this movie's feminist agenda.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was ahead of its time.
But yeah, I was like, this is my potential plot hole with her plan, and I believed that she would have thought it through, and that she has an answer, and perhaps they just didn't get far enough into the movie. But I'm just gonna shout out some scenes that I love, because I feel like now's a good enough time for that. But while we're on the subject, one of the things I love about her plan is that like you see her and Stitches in the gym like assembling all of the baby character carriers. I think that that is a really good detail, both to show
That
like the
shit was
passage of
so
time.
fucking funny.
Yeah. To show that time is passing, to allow the sidekicks to do their thing and Will to get there, etc., and like call up Ron Wilson, bus driver, to come get him. But also it's just like the logistics of a plan. Like it's so easy to gloss over that stuff, and to just have a little moment like that, I think is very fun. Um, I love the scene when Will's dad is so mad that he's a sidekick and he thinks Boomer's being an asshole, so he like goes to call him and he smashes the phone and then he like throws it in the drawer and there's just like 10 more phones in there and he
I
grabs a
love
new
that.
one. I love that. What else do I mean, there's like a bazillion things. I love Larry, who turns into a giant rock monster. He's so
Larry's so funny. When
funny.
he's on the couch, like, do you need to be at 210 Rock right now? I think we need to talk more about American Boy. Is that what his name is?
Mr. Boy.
Mr. Boy.
Mr. Boy. Mr. Boy, so fucking funny. I love that one part in the montage when they're like, I missed this at first. It's not the screen, what's it called, the chalkboard, and it
Mhm.
says like refrain, like what you say back to like your hero or whatever, and it says
Yeah.
holy blank
Something
blank
man.
man. So fucking funny. But like, his quick changes, his like unrequited pining for Jetstream, and also the
Mhm.
commander. Like
Yeah.
the little throwaway line about the scrapbooks that he's made for
Mhm.
all of them. And the fact that they had never ever mentioned him to their son is
I
so
know.
devastating. Oh my god. And also just like everything was so interesting with him, like the how fucked up the hierarchy was between heroes and sidekicks. Like he doesn't get to pick, you don't get to pick your own identity as a sidekick. Like
Mhm.
the hero chooses it for you.
But I love that he's like, luckily, one of my colors is blue because, as you can see, it really makes my eyes
I
pop.
pop.
Because it's like, yes, his eyes look so beautiful in that scene.
They
It's
do.
crazy, actually. He does have these bright blue eyes, and these gorgeous lashes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. He's giving the like hot twink energy that Robin gave, you know? So it makes sense. Mr. Boy is really, he's the real article.
But I mean, yeah, it is weird that they don't mention him. I mean, it's perfectly in character that the commander never
Of
mentions
course.
him. And also,
He does it
clearly,
all
like,
himself.
they don't talk about things that much, it seems, in their household, because Will doesn't have to do that much to imply that he has powers. He like pretends to do like one chest press and is like 200, and his dad is like, great job,
Good for you.
low weight high reps or whatever, and then he like throws the weight at him and he like collapses back on the bed. It's so good. But like that he didn't know about war and battle or about royal pain or any of these people like that, these are all new stories to him, just shows that like either everything is going in one ear or and out the other, or that even though his dad has this huge ego, it's just like there's so much constantly that there's no room for any one story to shine. But I love all of his trophies. It's so such a funny movie. But I really do love, I think this movie deserved an award for like costuming, honestly, frankly.
Yes.
Because like the commitment to the color scheme is so great. And also the costuming is just so fun because it would be so easy to do like a cartoon thing where everybody just wears the same one outfit all of the time or whatever. And the fact that they have so many fun outfits, but they stick to that theme throughout is just like, it's so visually satisfying.
And here's the thing. I forgot how long men's shorts used to be in the early aughts.
It was a tragedy. No one was
They
seeing
were
that good
so
thigh.
long. I'm so glad we have regressed and they're like 5 inches now.
I live for the slutty short.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, something in my like little fact article was that they put like a cooling panel inside of the commander's suit so he wouldn't sweat. And there was like a whole long tirade again in this Screen Rant article where they're like, and it's important because if there was sweat, it would affect the continuity between scenes. And I was like, ain't that the truth? I appreciated it.
But you
I'm
know
always
who
thinking
didn't get
about
a cooling
continuity
thing?
now.
And who just had to keep their sweat inside of their body, I guess? Kelly Preston, because her suit was so tight to her figure. And by the way, she looked banging.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
R.I.P.
good. What?
For a second, I was like, what do you mean? And
Kelly Preston died in 2020.
yes, I didn't.
I honestly.
She
I
was
erased
married
that
to
from my
John
brain, but
Travolta.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I did know about that. Oh my god, that's so sad. Oh no. Change the subject. I'm so sad. That's horrible. I just remembered that whole thing. It was so upsetting. Oh fuck.
Well, she
Ugh.
got to be in Sky High, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a great thing to take with you, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I loved their suits. They're so fun, and I love that their capes are like coordinated on the back. And that moment at the end when they're like linking arms and walking away, and you can see
Yeah.
that they've like swapped the bottoms of their capes basically.
Right. The
Just like
colors
puzzle
are
pieced them together.
It's cute.
But I mean, I think it's a really great story and message, and I like think they do so much of it really well. Like in another movie, the scene where Will tells his dad that he doesn't have powers would have been potentially a mess, and like I think they did it so great here where it's like, yes, he was scared to tell his dad. He'd been like kind of putting it off. He like kind of lied about it for a while, and then he eventually is just like, yeah, like I don't
Like,
have power.
I'm a
They're all sidekicks,
sidekick.
and so am I, by the way. So like, because he's like, oh, you'd be cool if I was a sidekick, and his dad is like, yeah, but like, thank God we don't have to worry about that. And it's like, well, guess what? I am a sidekick, and I'm cool with it, and me and my friends are cool with it, and we're learning cool, fun stuff, and like we see them having fun at school, and it's like I still have value, by the way, and you're gonna have to learn to live with it, and that's gonna be your journey because I have already come to a place of acceptance.
The parallels to coming out as queer are pretty overt. So that was a cool subliminal message to be giving the youth in 2005 because 2005 was a very different time than now 2025, which is still a pretty bad time for stuff, but yeah, I really liked that parallel. It's just this movie fights for the underdog in any form that it takes.
Yeah, it really goes out of its way to say everybody is important and everybody plays a role. And I love that they like really give all of the characters who've been relegated to like loser sidekicks a moment to shine. Like Ron Wilson not only gets to fly Will to the school to save the day, which is important because he doesn't have his flight powers yet, even though he does that one big jump where it's like, was that not flying or whatever? But it's like he was just so excited he used his super strength to jump. It's like whatever, he doesn't confront it, but when you're watching, you're like, wasn't that flying? But so Ron Wilson gets to drive him there to save the day, and Magenta
Ron Wilson,
crawls
bus
through.
driver?
Ron Wilson bus driver. Magenta turns into her guinea pig form and crawls through that little conduit to chew through the wire to stop the
Save the
anti-gravity
whole thing.
sabotage. And Ethan melts in the hallway to trip Speed. Which allows Warren to blast him with fire.
And let's
he also
not
like
forget,
tricks Flash.
Yeah, and him getting his head flushed down the toilet and it getting stuck. Art, cinema.
Okay, that also, I couldn't help but being like, is he gonna die? Like, I know
Right?
he
Is he
didn't
gonna
die, but I
drown?
was like, he
Yeah.
might drown.
I have to assume that being super powered comes with some kind of immunity because they're also Coach Boomer is so willing to drop a car on someone that he doesn't know for sure is going to be able to stop it. And he also like launches Will into that cement column and that girl turns into a bouncy ball and he kicks it. Like there is some real disregard for physical safety in this movie that I have to just assume it's like part of their I mean, obviously it's a kids movie, so it's just silly. But to me, the logic of it also is just that like they have some kind of invulnerability that is built in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's fine. But there was that one moment where Speed is going really fast around Warren and he is like choking and they're doing and I think the way that they explain that to the audience too, because again it is a kids movie, it was so smart where they like have Mr. Medulla up in the not rafters but like watching from above and like explaining it to Mr. Boy because he's like the science teacher, so he's explaining the science thing of it. Like I think that was like a well done way to communicate something to the audience that the audience might not know.
Children learn about fire.
Amazing.
And how it needs oxygen to thrive.
But like Zach glows to help lead them out of the gym. Like it's everybody gets their little moment and it's so good.
The guinea pig, the fucking like fake puppet guinea pig is my favorite thing.
When it's like yeah.
So good. There's a lot.
And Zach is like, look how cute her little legs are.
Right? I
puppet got a lot
He's
of
a simp in the
screen
best
play.
way.
I have a question. If you could like morph into a guinea pig or like turn into a dog or something, would you just like constantly be like that and have your partner like pet your head or like scratch behind your ear? I'd be like, come on, I know you want to.
I've read too much Marauders fan fiction to comment on this without it turning to a whole thing. So
fair enough.
I'll leave it
there.
there.
I mean, I want scritches regardless of if I'm an animal or a human. I guess if they were more likely to give me the scritches if I was an animal, then I would transform into my animal form. Maybe if it feels better if you're an animal.
I feel like belly scratches have to feel better if you're a kitty or a puppy or something like that.
Just that
right,
scratches.
For
like
sure.
Winnie has been like demanding back. That's why I ask, because she will not leave me alone.
Yeah, I do think you might be more likely to get your scratches if you're in your animal form because it's like the person is going to feel a lot worse denying you.
Yeah.
Than if it's just like you're an adult woman, like go get a back scratcher or
but
whatever.
But if they really love you, they should do that for you. What
I
the
want
people
to
should
play with my hair. I sent something to the group chat like a couple days ago where it talks about how
pleasure
you
touch.
Feel like more pleasure with your like through hair follicles. So like that's why like rubbing your hair feels good. And I'm like, I wonder if that
like doing one of these.
Yeah. Which Chelsea very famous for, and it's my
Chelsea is the queen of doing that.
Thing. But like I wonder if like animals, if that's the same with animals and why they like it so much. If only I could turn into a guinea pig and find out.
Kitty,
I wish you luck on your journey, Queen.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Layla is like obviously her powers are the coolest powers in the movie. I think potentially.
Yeah, she's literally good poison ivy.
Yeah, and it's amazing. And it's such a funny line in the beginning when like it's so silly. It's such a little expositional line for the mom to be like, do you want eggs or bacon for breakfast? Because it's like they've been friends since kindergarten. Obviously she would know that Layla is a vegetarian by now, hopefully.
I don't know. I don't eat like mammals, and it's been over 20 years and everybody fucking forgets. So
That's true. That's true. But I would have to imagine that like the plant girl, you look at her and you're like, that's a vegetarian.
Right.
And that like a mom, the commander maybe offering her breakfast would have made more sense. Because the dads are not going to remember anything about their children's friends. But you'd think the mom would file it away. But it's such a fun little line for her to be like, remember how my mom can talk to animals? Apparently, they don't like being eaten. Like, it's just like, it's such good setup. And then her like bringing their plants back to life in that little scene. Like, I don't know. I just think they do so many things so well. But when she finally gets to like go balls to the wall, bring the vines through the window to snatch up all of the various pennies, it's so good. Even though it's like so silly because all of the pennies just kind of like stand there, stand completely still as they get wrapped up by the vines. But it's so perfect. It's so fun. It's such a cute movie.
It's such a cute movie.
I love it so much.
I love at the very end when it like pans out, and since Will can fly now because he saved the school, and then like everybody's dancing at the school and they're like outside the school like
Just do a romantic
kissing to "I'll stop the world and melt
I'll
with you"
stop the world and melt with
by
you.
Simple Plan. I think is that
You see the difference
It's
in
so
it
good.
all the time.
It's legit amazing. It's so good.
Bowling for
Ugh,
Soup.
perfect ending.
Yes.
I
Perfect
was
ending.
obsessed with Bowling for Soup back in the day
I
because
love
they had
Bowling
like
for
one
Soup.
song on like now that's what I call music volume 13 or whatever, and that's the one that I imprinted on.
Girl, all the bad guys want.
That was it.
That
was
is
the one.
literally one of my favorite songs ever.
I love it. Okay, well, are we ready for our
Segundos?
She
Gotcha,
didn't
Chelsea.
fight for it this time.
I forgot that it's
Okay.
a race now. Because I was like, yes, I'm ready for the segment.
How could this movie be gayer? I mean,
I
we
would
just
like-
touched on the gay allegory thing, the coming out allegory thing. So that's really cool.
I think they don't really get into this in the film. I think everybody except for Ethan is gay. Ethan is the token straight. That's the kid who melts.
And Larry.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Larry.
Ethan and Larry are the
Larry-
token straights. But like Zach, that's a
Gay.
bi man. Magenta, that's a bi
Gay.
woman. Layla, that's a bi woman.
Yeah.
Will, that's a bi guy. He is bisexual.
I think all
100%.
superheroes except for Ethan and Larry are
Except for Ethan and
bisexual.
Larry. I think
Oh yeah,
the
Mr. Boy is
commander
the
in
most
Jetstream-
bisexual
Yeah.
man that has ever existed.
And I think
So-
they're gonna invite him over for dinner now that they've reconnected, and I think they're just gonna see where the night takes them, to be honest. But yeah, I think
sounds pretty
literally
good.
almost every single character in this movie is bisexual. Layla specifically says she's, quote, not into labels, which, as we all know, in the era of the 2000s in media, that means bisexual.
Sexual.
I did make a little joke in my notes where I was like, oh, save mankind and womankind, but not non-binary kind.
Right.
Kind of fucked up Layla. But I think that
Non-binary kind was not in the zeitgeist of
yeah, I was like, if
2009.
they had known, they would have.
Yeah.
Mankind, womankind, them kind, animal kind, and of course the rainforest. Steve Stronghold and Bear in Battle, theater kids. So once again, that's a little gay.
Or the known trope of the super straight theater kid that all the girls are obsessed
that gets all the
with.
pussy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
But I think the commander, he's giving, I don't know that he like knows that he's bisexual. I think that he
No.
might be the kind of bisexual where it's just like, yeah, the guys sometimes suck each other's dick in the locker room. What about it? Like,
Why do you
he's like
think him and Baron Battle are enemies?
they are exes, actually. I think.
Yeah.
Wow. It's all
I
coming
think
out now.
It's like in Clown in a Cornfield, where it's like they were kind of doing their thing in like middle school, and then at one point one of them was ready to do more about it than the other one was, and so they had a big beef falling out, and then they were kind of enemies after that, and they just never got to settle their beef. But yeah, everybody is bisexual except for Ethan, Larry, and Gwen, who is a lesbian, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's a high femme, high maintenance, mean lesbian.
Man. Yeah.
And her and Penny, they're scissoring.
Oh yeah. With the multiple pennies.
I think it's like maybe her and like one penny, like maybe two pennies, and then there's like an audience of like 6 more pennies.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm interested in that. There's
I
a
also
lot of
think that
fodder
she
here.
had a small crush on Layla, which is part of why she was like so bent
mean
on
to her.
destroying her. Like obviously it's like part of her plot that she was like, I can't have Will being distracted by another girl because that hurts my ability to pull off my scheme. But I also think there was like a genuine feeling of being threatened that she wasn't like the hottest, most amazing, most incredible girl in the planet in Will's world, even though he basically literally says that is how he thinks of her when he's like telling when Layla's like about to tell him about her feelings. And she's like, it's about homecoming, and he's like, mine too. I'm going with the most amazing girl in school. And it's like womp womp.
That shit stings. He's such a dumbass.
But yeah, I think Gwen lesbian, Ethan and Larry straight, literally everybody else bisexual.
Yep. I'm behind that 100%. Okay, any other gay thoughts we'd like to share?
So many more gay thoughts.
Okay, it's time for Matthew Lillard. Where would he fit into this film? I feel like very organically he would fit into this film. He would be a stellar Mr. Boy. An absolutely killer Mr. Boy. That just felt so natural to me. Not that I would ever want to take Mr. Boy away from that man,
I do
he
love
was
Mr.
fantastic.
Boy. Yeah.
I would love him as Megamind.
Mr. Medulla.
He would kill as Mr. Medulla. That would be so funny.
I again, this is the problem. I think everybody is so perfectly cast in this movie that it's like I love Mr. Medulla. I love Coach Boomer. I love
They have to just create
the demon in the community.
role.
Let's give we'll make a new teacher. And it can be Matthew Lillard.
A Batman reference.
Right. He could be like the physics teacher or something, because I feel like superheroes should know physics. Well, that's a science. He could be a math teacher. A history teacher.
Yeah, the history of
What would his power
soups.
be? What should his power be?
Something with
his
tongue.
tongue. Yeah.
I agree.
Super stretchy tongue.
Maybe he works in the cafeteria.
Super taster.
Super taster. Long tongue. I bet he can use it like a chameleon, I think.
Yeah.
Or like a frog where it like zoop can grab things.
Love that. Perfect. Okay, cool. That brings us to Dumb Bitch.
Yes.
Dumb Bitch is the studio that didn't give this a sequel. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, because it's not Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She is really smart. She just was too busy monologuing, and that's just the plight of a villain.
Which gets
all literally everybody here is a baby. I have time to monologue.
And also, she got thwarted by the baby carriers.
Yeah. Which
that shit was so funny.
I just saw the Fantastic Four movie.
Yes.
And they also, like, at the end, get thwarted by baby car seats. And let me tell you, as somebody who has used a baby car seat, like, before, those bitches are so hard, and you're so scared because you're like, what happens if I'm not doing it right?
Yeah, what are you gonna fucking do? No, that was a very realistic part of the film. But no, yeah, I agree that the loss of the sequel here, the people who made that decision, they're the dumb bitches. And
there has been like buzz since then. Like the director did some interviews, I think in like 2019 at one point when he was working on like one of Kung Fu Panda 4 also in the last few years, where he was talking about it again because apparently Kevin Feige from Marvel is like a big fan of Sky High, which is hilarious.
Of course. That makes total sense to me.
But yeah, he said like All of the original kids would be back again, including Cousin Greg. That was one of his first films. Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Royal Pain. He's not saying this is happening. He's saying this is what he would want. You have to have everybody back. And they could still do the save you idea, but now it would be the students as the professors because it's been so long. It's been 20 years. So now that they could be university teachers, and it could be really fun, and I would get so behind that. I would be so ready for that, but like I love that the director is on board, and I don't know, I just feel like it's not too late.
Yeah, I guess I can accept that. I just was like, I don't want it if it wasn't from fucking 20 years ago. But as we already discussed, Stephen Strait is still incredibly sexy, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead is the most beautiful woman in the world to this day.
Imagine they bring it back. It's now 2025. They can do things that they couldn't do in 2005. They can have Warren, Layla, and Will as a poly thruple. And just be like, they're all together now, by the way.
What the world needs now. It's sky high too. It's very true.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fact that they let this movie just disappear, that they didn't even release it on VHS too, which is crazy.
It was the first Disney movie not released on VHS, which kind of I think just means it was a DVD release. So like it
well, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
It's like, well, guess what? I got it on iTunes anyway, so you can't take it from me. But that makes sense. It's just on DVD.
My hands.
Which makes sense also now. Obviously, it has to have been released on DVD because there was that IMDb trivia about the bonus features, about how they're all dating.
Yeah.
Let me see if there is any other good IMDb trivia that I want to mention. The SpongeBob was the one where I really was like, oh, that's good.
I was so proud of myself. I was like, that's SpongeBob. The second his face was on screen, I was like, that's SpongeBob.
Yeah. Okay. I think we covered all of the good stuff, but it's just an amazing movie with a bunch of incredible details. I love it. But the people, should we move into ratings?
Yeah. We're ready for 9s out of 5s.
The people, it is a cult classic, but the numbers don't necessarily represent the love that exists in, I have to assume, every single person in the world's heart. On IMDb, this movie has a 6.3 out of 10, which is not terrible, but is not amazing. And then on Rotten Tomatoes, it does have 74% fresh from critics. However, it has 57% rotten from audiences. Because dumb bitches don't know what they're talking about.
The dumb bitches are the people rating this movie poorly.
Mm-hmm.
I literally looked at the awards expecting there to be like Kids' Choice or something in there, and it's like there's nothing. There's not nothing. There was like one thing in there, but it was like, where's the critical acclaim? Where are the awards that this movie surely deserved? Again, I say, even just for costuming, the costuming is like so fun in this movie. They deserve some kind of recognition. I don't know why he's wearing 3 shirts. They're doing that Disney Channel layering to the extreme a lot of the time, especially with like Magenta and Layla. But it looks good. They look so cute.
Style. That was the style. It's Y2K. That was how it's done.
But yeah,
anyway,
I mean, not much to be said other than kind of a flop, but also a cult classic.
Yeah. Who's ready? Who's ready to jump in?
5 stars.
Yeah. I don't think there needs to be much more said than that. I think this is a 5 knives out of 5 movie. Like I said, I bought it on iTunes and I got my money's worth because I've watched it 1 bazillion times. And I love to show it to people who haven't seen it because everyone needs to know.
I watch this movie. I take a movie watching supplement. I watch this movie probably way, way too much.
It's such a comfort film.
It's so fun and funny.
It's so cute. It's so funny. The humor is so good. It really holds
It's
up.
really
Like,
witty. Yeah, it totally
it's
holds
got
up.
great messaging.
Yeah, I think it's even more. Yeah, I'll go on the 5 train. I'm not as passionate, but I love it.
It's just like Mary Elizabeth Winstead, flawless. Stephen Strait, flawless.
Flawless.
Bruce
That's
Campbell, having so much fun.
What else can you do? Every part of it that you bring up, it was perfect. So what do you want?
It's so cute.
5
It's
out
so
of 5.
fun. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like the studio is dumb and stupid for not doing a sequel, but also it is a perfect self-contained film. So
Yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't need
it
a
is what it
sequel.
is.
It doesn't
It doesn't
Like,
need
it
it. It would have been
does,
so
but it
fun to get
always
more.
ready.
It would have been, it's so dumb bitch of them to not recognize what a treasure they had, but it is perfect as is.
Exactly. Totally agree. Okay, well that is the end of our time with Sky High. How fun to do a 5th Tuesday. We haven't done one in a while because we skipped our one in
We
July.
skipped the last two. Yeah.
Last 2? Oh my god.
Yeah, we
it's
skipped
like
July
an
and we
age.
skipped April because we were doing Planet of the April.
Oh yeah, we did Planet of the April.
So our last one was not When Harry Met Sally, surely not.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I looked this up recently.
Unless we did one in March, but I don't think that we did. And anyway, the fun times are continuing next week with a very special holiday. The most important holiday of the year for in some people's eyes, certainly in mine. But Chelsea, do you want to take the floor here?
When Harry Met Sally. Oh my god.
We're celebrating 9/11.
That's
that
it.
is
That's
technically
that's
true.
the holiday. That's technically true.
That is true. But next week is Chelsea's birthday episode.
It's
And I'm
Chelsea's
so
birthday!
excited. I'm so excited.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I mean, this doing Sky High for September 5th Tuesday was a little present for me for sure. But we're keeping the good times rolling because I was really trying to think, like, what do I want to do for my birthday this year? There were a couple of movies throughout the year where I was like, well, if this doesn't make it on the schedule, I could do it for my birthday. But then we did do it, so I didn't need to worry about it. But then there was one that came up for our summer schedule, and then it kept getting pushed as we were doing our new release theme. And then I was like, actually, when I watched that movie, I was like, this is giving me everything that I want. And so it just felt right that that would be the Chelsea birthday present episode movie. And that is The Descent 2. And I'm so excited because you guys might remember that I didn't really like Descent 1. But after we recorded that episode, I went and watched the sequel, and then I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it is objectively a bad movie. But it was like made for me, I think. So I'm thrilled. I'm excited.
We watched this movie all together right
Because
before
I was like,
we
you
covered.
guys have to see this.
No, exactly. We were literally
doing
physically
Malignant.
together, and we did it as a double feature with Malignant. And we did an in-person episode the next day, and then we got super confused and got like confused with
Because we
Malignant.
were recording Malignant, and we were like, wait, no, that was in Descent
Wait,
2.
that was in The Descent 2.
And I'm gonna let you know that like I have no idea what happened in Descent 2. I have not one single memory of Descent 2.
There's like a
Malignant,
lot
I
of
could
stuff,
tell you
who
panel by
cares?
panel.
And then there's some of it that's like,
Do I need to like rewatch The Descent first?
No.
I mean, you could, but I don't think you need to necessarily. Like, as long as you
Okay.
remember the main takeaways, I think it's fine. You can read the
Spelunking.
Wikipedia page if you
I'll
have
do
to.
that. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to celebrate you next week. It's going to be so much fun.
Yay!
And yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity. There's so much to celebrate. We just celebrated our 249th episode. We just did our first 5th Tuesday of the fucking year, and it's
Oh my God.
September, so that's horrifying. And it's Chelsea's birthday. There's so much to
9/11,
celebrate.
baby!
So choose one of those and say happy. Insert one of those right there in a 5-star rating for us on Apple Podcasts. It's just natural. It just makes sense. I think you should do it, and I think you'll feel really good about it. I know I will. And why not give us a 5-star rating on Spotify as well, or instead of if you're feeling shy. And also, you should follow us on social media. We're at spooky_Tuesday on pretty much everything except for Facebook and Tumblr, where we're at Spooky Tuesday Pod. Check out our website, spookytuesdaypod.com. It's got all the info you could ever want about this podcast, and also a link to our Patreon. Join our Patreon and talk to us every day about whatever the fuck you want, babe. We have a beautiful little community in there. We're having a really good time. We're discussing Alien Earth right now. I know this is going to be very confusing for you because this is a month later that this is actually coming out. But it's
Probably
very
still airing
hot.
by then.
Yeah, it's probably still airing. I think it might be coming out weekly. So that's pretty exciting too. We're talking about that. We're talking about new movies, and they're swaying us every day to add different things to our schedule. So you could have that sway.
Could be part of
Think
that.
about that. You could be part of that. Be a part of it. And also, we are on YouTube. Find us there, subscribe, and see us in beautiful costume today. I am the beautiful Gwen Grayson, and I had the exact same color pink sweater, and I felt very excited about it. And I have front bangs. So what is a girl to do but try her best to look as gorgeous as Mary Elizabeth Winstead? Oh, my queen, my muse. And then we have Warren Peace himself here today.
The man, the myth, the legend.
With a fire prop.
Light your
It's
candle for
pretty
you, queen.
unbelievable.
Using my powers outside of school, queen.
Wow.
And Sydney here has got a sleeper cell costume. Would you like to tell the class?
I'm Ron Wilson, bus driver.
If you saw her, you'd understand. And you'll only see her if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. So do it. But anyway, we love you so much. Thank you so much for listening. And we will see you next Tuesday for Chelsea's birthday.
Happy birthday!
Stop.
Bye.
You guys stop.
Bye, spookies!
Spooky Tuesday was created by Monica Height, Sydney Thompson, and Chelsea Duff, and edited by Sydney Thompson. Our gorgeously spooky tunes are all thanks to Tamara Simons, who you can follow on Instagram at Great18. That's GR818_. And our podcast art is by Ryan Brom, who you can follow on Instagram at Ryan Brom Art. That's RyanBrommArt. Learn more about Spooky Tuesday at spookytuesdaypod.com and subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/spooky_Tuesday.